Hi everyone, Jess here from the Scrappy Sisters, and I'm coming at you with a Confessions of a Paper Addict iNSD challenge. And today this is my grab 5 challenge. So I am using the colour green. You can see the big background paper is green. I have used pattern paper, numerous types of pattern paper for backing my cut file. So I have also used a cut file. I have used enamel dots, and I have embellished with stickers. I've nearly mostly only used stickers, but not that many. Anywho, I wanted to tone down my background a little bit, so I've pulled out my gesso and a rusty old paintbrush. It is not a nice paintbrush. It is a cheap and nasty paintbrush, but the reason I let it stick around is I quite like the effect of that scrapiness that the paintbrush has got with the dodgy old bristles. So I have nice paintbrushes, and then I have these kind of ones as well. And yeah, I really quite like this kind of scratched effect that this paintbrush has. So I'm just going to brush on some gesso in the sort of area that my helicopter is going to go. And then I'm going to pop my gesso away and get started on my layout. Luckily, it is not super freezing, and I don't have to wait too long for my gesso to dry. And then I can get to town. I am using the papers from the Kaiser Craft collection, Crafternoon, I think it's called. And I don't actually use the ephemera from that collection, though. It didn't really go with the layout I was working on, but this is a Kitaholics kit, and it is combined with some Jen Hatfield's stickers, and they're the ones that I use for this creation. The background paper, that green background paper, is just from my stash, but I think it's possibly an super old Kaiser Craft as well, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So just popping on my helicopter, I chose to stick him flat to the ground. Often I pop them up, but this time I stuck him flat, and you can see my title there, Spread Your Wings and Take to the Sky. That's going to go with my helicopter feel, but it's also going to go with my actual photos. The photos are 2 photographs of myself singing with my big brass band. We're actually at Corowa. So these are from 2014, and for years and years we went to Corowa over the Australia Day weekend and played in their big March Federation weekend. So one of the photographs is taken during the day when we are singing at their sort of performing at their kind of, they have a big market and a big, what we call the mound, which is just a hill in the grounds, and we play up on top of the mound, and the people sit down and they listen and they wander through the market. And then the picture underneath that is of me and the band performing at the golf club for everyone having dinner. So yeah, so we do still go. We didn't go this year or last year. Baby Lincoln was only just born last year, so we didn't go then. There was a reason why we didn't go this year, and now I don't know what it is. But we went, I'm trying to think how long it's been since we've been. The last time I went, I was pregnant with Thomas, but hadn't had Thomas yet, so quite a while. But if you've ever been to sunny Corowa, only Australians will have likely been there. It is very hot there in January, so it is a very hot place to go in January. Like averages like 40-degree days every day. So anyway, but it's a bit of fun. Moving on to my actual layout. So the reason for the title, lots of you have probably picked it. This is a song called Summertime, and it's one of the songs that I do actually sing with the band. We are a jazz band. Even though it's a big brass band, we play jazz when I sing. They play brass songs when I don't sing, but when I sing, we play jazz. And yeah, this is one of my songs that I sing with the band. And I just really liked the helicopter cut file and wanted to use it, so decided I would. In terms of my grab 5 items, you can see I've got a cut file. I've obviously used pattern paper to back my helicopter. I've used a big green piece of paper in my background. That girl, she is a sticker, and here I am now with a few more stickers because you can see the sticker sheet beside me. I don't use a ton. I just put on a few. And then what else did I use? Oh, enamel dots, but I actually didn't put them on the layout on screen, but they are on the photos, which you will see at the end. Not much to do on this layout, to be honest. Again, it is one of those things that once I have such a big cut file and then my 2 photos, there's not a huge amount of space left. I could have dug into my stash for a few more bits and pieces that were music related, but I decided just to leave it like this. Now, I thought I was finished, but it needs something else. This is not quite right. So I actually end up pulling off that cluster of stars, the black, white, and gold star on the right-hand side, so that I can trim down my layout just a little smidge because it needs a border. I contemplated doing a doodly border, but I really don't think I'm very good at those, and I'm always a bit scared to do those, so I decided to stick with the old faithful of backing this layout on paper instead. So I just cut off a tiny smidge, like I don't even know what that would be, a centimeter maybe, to just put a little border all the way around the page. And I just simply back it on white cardstock. So I'm getting a really thin piece of Kaiser Craft white paper. It's the paper that comes inside your album, like it just comes standard. It is not 12 by 12 size. It's kind of got its own little branding strip. So I just cut that off, and I am going to mat this onto that piece of paper, and that's going to be just enough to pop this page up a little bit. It just needed a little bit of something else. I quite like doing mats when I'm using Kaiser Craft paper as well, because Kaiser Craft paper is just that little bit more flimsy. So even using 2 thin pieces of paper, it's still going to add a little bit more bulk and a little bit more weight to the layout and make it just that little bit more sturdy when I put it into the page protector. Instead of pulling all 4 pieces of the double-sided tape off like I usually do, I'm going to go piece by piece because I want to try and get this as smooth as flat as I can, and because I've already embellished and finished the layout, it's quite tricky because there's so much lump and bump. And you can see there, even by doing it this way, I still managed to get a bubble. I fixed it, but I thought that I'd have even more chance of getting a bubble if I took all 4 pieces off at once. So I'm much happier doing it this way. So now I'm going to move into some close-ups for you so you can check out this layout. And so now you can see a little bit better the 5 different elements that I did include from my Grab 5. I know I've mentioned them before, but I'll just go through them again. I've got my green background paper, the stickers there, the safety pin, the girl. I've got some enamel dots near the heart clusters, some pattern paper, and a cut file. Thanks so much for watching. Please join the Copa Facebook group, and I will see you next time. Oh, please like and subscribe. Bye, everyone.